What is the value of life? Is it how much you think body parts are worth? Is it someone's accomplishments? Do we measure feats? Do we measure success? Do we measure money earned? Do we measure money lost? Can you look at someone and be like, he's worth that much? Or be like, he's not worth it? How much is a life? One human life? Quite hard to answer. I would say that no human life is worth you knowing the name of that person. As in, sure, they might have done incredible things, but they're just human after all. At the other end of the spectrum, what about names you only learn about through tragedies, through death? What about these names? What about the names that I wish I never had to know, because they never got shot, because they didn't get brutally murdered? What about these names that I wish I didn't know, but you should wish you didn't know? What about them? How do you measure how much the life is worth? I recall when the motherfucker in chief got elected in 2016, and then, well, it was a morning here, because the count is pretty late over there, so it was when I was getting up. And I saw that, and I was just like, couldn't believe it. But what I remember the most about that day was how so many Mauritians, and not just Mauritians, but let's say so many around the world, but are Mauritian, right? So many Mauritians were like, why should you care? What does it matter if you got elected? It's not your country. Why should you care? Well, my point at the time was, yes, it's not my country, but it's my world, right? And we all live in the same, I think. So it's weird how people could be like, why should you care? Well, let me try and answer this, like I did back then. But sad, but 4 years ago, you must have had the same, exact same opinion, and people needed time to say it when most of us could see that. This guy was just the public face of racism, of bigotry, of fascism, of the public face of the new Nazi, the neo-Nazi. He was their revolution for racists, for evil, not just racists, because there are so much more. There is so much more he is guilty of, and what his fan base is guilty of. So when they were bringing torches in Charlottesville, it was alright. When they ran cars over protesters, it was alright. When they entered gay bars and killed people, it was alright. When they rented hotel rooms with a view on a festival to shoot from there, it was alright. Everything's alright when they do it, isn't it? How do you say how much life is worth? It's so incredibly stupid how people can say stuff like, it's not your country, it's still not mine, but it's still my world. And the public face of racism is just showing that they don't care, but it's still gonna be there. That rhymed. This face is just showing that I can do it, I will keep on doing it. And again, why should you care? You should, because every country has a good quantity of people like that. They just don't have this champion. They don't have him to champion their cause. Can you call that a cause? They don't have him to be the flagship of whatever the fuck they want to spew, because they just don't have him. Look at us, Mauritians. Our country is deeply socialist. All our parties are socialists. In every country you can see the clear divide between, they don't all have the same names like Republicans and Democrats, right? But they all are either the left or the right. And you have some people in between, right? Very few people in between. Mauritius, all of us are socialists. Doesn't mean that racism doesn't exist. Doesn't mean that a lot of people don't believe in socialism. Why should you care? Because it could happen to you. It could happen here. Why should you care? You were not born black. You never got insulted for being black. You never got discriminated or oppressed for being black. Why is it that being born with a certain skin color comes with a be cautious, you just might die leaflet with it? Why? Why do you have to be born and die because you were born? We're all meant to die. Why can't we all go on our own terms? I get it. Diseases. I get it. Strife. So many things. So many things. But racism, though, why is it that? Why is it so hard to understand that? So what is the value of a life, really? The value of a life is another life. And since the value of a life is another life, I demand capital punishment.